Again, yeah.
To look for a quorum, Lisa.
Hi, Gary, we have a quorum. We have 11 members on, so that would be enough to start the meeting.
Okay.
And there's 44 in participation. There may be a few more members that are coming up as just telephone numbers. I know Zach is on and he's on the phone. So I think you have enough to start. You're ready.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Welcome everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started with the meeting. First up on the agenda is Kathy. She's going to discuss ARC funding opportunities in the 2021 virtual Appalachian State of the Region Conference. Kathy.
Good morning. Yes, I wanted to share a couple funding opportunities that we have available for you in the Eastgate ARC program. And the first one I'd like to talk about is our Inspire program. And this is one that focuses on the opioid crisis that is still with us here within the Appalachian region. So with this program, we are really focusing on recovery to work efforts. So projects that are in the post-treatment to employment is what we're looking for here. And last year we had $9.4 million that was available for the 13 states of Appalachia. And in that 30 projects were successfully awarded. I'd like to say that of those 30 projects, 4 came from Ohio and 2 were actually from the Eastgate district. So we want to congratulate our successful applicants. One is Flying High, and they were awarded $500,000 for a continuation of the construction of their professional development center. And then also Coleman Professional Services was awarded about a little over $45,000 for a technical assistance grant. And with the success of the first year, we now are making available the second year round of funding. We have this information for you on the slide as well as on the Eastgate website under our top news section. And this year's allocation is $10 million. So with that, you have on our website some information with the application that is available online. There was a workshop that was held for the Inspire program that was on April 27th, and it was recorded. So if you would like to apply this year, we can send you that link to give you a little more information, or you're welcome to contact me. I can guide you through that as well. There is a letter of intent that is required for applicant, and that is due on May 17th, with the full application being electronically submitted to ARC by June 18th. So as I mentioned, the RFP is available online, and we anticipate knowing the successful applicants for this year's award, sometime in November. So that would take care of our Inspire program. I'd like to now talk about another funding opportunity we have on our next slide, which is the Eastgate pre-application period that is open. I talked in detail, thank you, last month on it. So I just want to give you a reminder that those applications are due electronically to Eastgate by May 11th. And if you submit that electronically, or it is required to submit it electronically since due to the pandemic, we'll send you a confirmation email that your application was received. We held our workshop last month. That was on April 13th. We had a really good turnout. There was about 38 participants, various agencies from public entity to nonprofits that were interested in seeking potential funding for ARC this year. So we'll look forward to those applications. The workshop is a required component of the application process, whether you have applied before or you're a new applicant. That session was recorded, and we'll be glad to share that with you. So if you didn't get a chance to join us for the workshop, please send me an email. I'll be glad to send you that link that's Jeff put for us on the YouTube. So that takes care of our funding opportunities. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about our State of the Region Conference. This is actually our 9th year in putting this conference together. This is a partnership between the 4 Ohio local development districts and Ohio University, and it brings together economic development professionals as well as elected officials and other professionals to talk about the Appalachian region, our success stories, and our economic opportunities. So due to the pandemic, again, this year's will be virtual, and we're spreading it over a 3-day period. You can see on your screen there, the conference is going to be just 2 hours each day on May 11th, 12th, and 13th. So that's next week. With this being online on the Eastgate website, you can register for the participation right through our website. You don't have to attend all 3 days, but certainly we would welcome you to. And this year's focus is on infrastructure and opportunities in Appalachia. Of the infrastructure segments, we are going to be talking about transportation, workforce innovation, water, and broadband. So each of the days will have an interactive session in which we have guest panelists. Very pleased to say that on our first day, transportation, Stephen Zubik from Eastgate will be representing our district, talking about the success story of the Youngstown Smart 2 network, which we can see is still underway. There was partnership with EDA as well as, or not EDA, it was transportation grants as well as ARC power grants that were involved in that. And then on the second day for workforce innovation, I will be monitoring that panel. So we'll have interaction discussion regarding some of the success stories within Ohio's Appalachian region. Flying High will be one of the guest panelists. So I would ask that if you'd like to register for that, you'll have the opportunity to pose questions to the panelists and hopefully get some good information. So those are the 3 areas of discussion I wanted to bring to your attention today that we're working on in our Appalachian program. And if you have any questions, feel free to send it in the chat or ask me. I certainly am available as online as well. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for Kathy? Okay, thank you, Kathy. Next up is Stephanie. She's got a 208 plan update for Mahoning County, and then she's also going to discuss Clean Ohio Round 15A.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Just like we did with Trumbull County a couple years back, we are updating the wastewater treatment language for Mahoning County, and some small things had changed throughout the language reconfiguration, and essentially it was based on bringing our language up to speed with the home sewage treatment rules and regulations that are followed by the Ohio Department of Health, Mahoning County Public Health Department. So over the summer, we worked with Mahoning County's Public Health Department staff and the Ohio EPA to kind of go back and forth and revise the language. We defined a little bit better available versus accessible and how that pertains to connecting to sanitary sewer. So where folks are on a home sewage treatment system or septic system, that's where available and accessible would come more into play as far as where the sewer is in relation to that location. We talked about repair and replacements where they were applicable. And again, like everything else with the 208 plan, it is reflective of protecting our local water quality. So I'm encouraging everybody to review the document. We'll have it posted on Eastgate's website. And have any comments to me by the end of May. So May 31st of this year, if you could have your comments to me, this way we could address them and put them before our boards. And the next topic I'll discuss is the Round 15A. So Round 15A, like I've said in the past couple talks, is underway. We will be accepting final applications on June 18th. And you can see there the little guys holding up board that says we have a little over $2 million available for round 15A funding. Next slide, please. A couple things I wanted to bring up to your attention is some new and exciting items coming to OPWC that we are distributing to our districts. So I'm sure Ed will have some words about his section of OPWC. But for Clean Ohio, OPWC is going to have and open up a WorksWise section. So this is where all applications will be submitted. So you've probably heard Ed and myself talk about OPWC developing an application portal. So this portal is going to enable applicants to electronically submit their applications to not only just OPWC, but the district. So they're going to be offering some training specifically for the Clean Ohio side. You see on your screen there, that is the link that you'll want to go to and RSVP your spot for the training. This is straightforward from their website, and it also applies to the infrastructure side that I'm sure Ed will get into afterwards. But for the Clean Ohio side, the application training will be on June 22nd, and it'll run from 1:30 till 3:30. So this training is for anyone out there in our District 6 region who may be a potential applicant. So whether you are an NRAC member and an applicant, you'll want to RSVP for this training because the portal is going to be hopefully very beneficial to our region, as well as it's tedious. So this training is highly recommended. And then the second type of training they're going to have for disbursements. So once you're funded and you're submitting costs to OPWC, this section will train those who are funded on how the disbursements are going to take place. And you see that the July 7th is the date for Clean Ohio training. Now, again, the infrastructure side will be different than these dates. They all have separate dates and times. So with that, I'll entertain any questions or comments.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay, that segues into Ed. He's got an OPWC update on round 36 funding. Ed.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last month, the District 6 committee met and they approved the scoring methodology for this upcoming round and the schedule of meetings. The methodology is essentially exactly the same as last year, except traffic counts will be done by Eastgate this year. So if any communities have traffic count requests, they need to get them to Jeff Gollner in our office as soon as possible. I've been working on the website files, which includes the program manual and the pre-application. All those files should be updated within a couple weeks. When they are done, I will send out an email to all my contacts, letting them know that. As Stephanie had mentioned, the web-based portal that we've been talking about for almost 2 years is going live July 1st. And it's called WorksWise. So all final applications this year will be submitted by the communities into this portal. I will not be submitting anything. I cannot submit the final applications. I will have access to all the final apps in the portal, but everything will be going submitted in there. And the application is going to be the same, and the communities will add or upload all the other documents that go along with the final application. That's up on the screen now is the WorksWise website. I will send this link out to everybody. And right there in the middle, you can see the training for infrastructure. And you want to see that you want to go to Donna's districts for that training. And just like the Clean Ohio, there is application or training for submitting applications and then training for disbursements. Down at the bottom, you'll see an email down there. All this stuff is extremely new to me. This just came about yesterday. I was in a meeting, and I don't have a lot of answers for this stuff because this is all brand new. So there is an email that they set up. So if you have any questions, I would suggest going through that email. Everyone's going to have to sign up with a username, so that they do have some information in there. Next topic is allocations. I just received our allocations this morning. The skip numbers are the same as last year. The LTIP, we are down about 200,000, and that is based on the gas tax, which not that many people were driving last year. So all the districts in the state are down on LTIP money this year. Our loan money is a bit higher this year. We should have quite a bit of loan money. So if anybody's thinking about a loan project, this would be a great year for it. That is all I have, Mr. Chairman. If anybody has any questions, you can ask me now or just shoot me an email. There's going to be a lot more information coming on this web-based portal.
Okay, thank you, Ed. I'm sure you'll be getting lots of questions this summer on that portal.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, next, Jeff, he's got the next 3 items on the agenda. He's going to discuss Eastgate Development Map Update, the GIS Services, and the 2020 Census. Jeff.
Thanks, Gary. First up is a little sneak peek, I guess, of a map we're working on. We're framing this as a kind of a comprehensive, collaborative map of how people could look for development opportunities in the region. And as soon as we get up here, right now, the idea is that you will be able to come to this map and see everything that's going on. And with different tabs and different whatnot. And basically a way to see if you have an area or a property and you're interested in what has gone on there, what is going on there, you'll be able to come here and see, hey, these are all the projects that have been going on lately. So we know the state of the roads. You'll be able to see what the water distribution is there, what the sewer information is there. Are there any parks there? What's the recent traffic count situation? We'll be able to also see different things such as really anything. It's still opportunities to add things are still up and coming, and it is going to be a good, fun big map. As you see, we're calling it Big Map right now. We're working on a name. It'll get better from that standpoint. But also, as we move on, after we add everything that we have, we will be looking to collaborate with the counties, the communities, and things that you think will be helpful in this type of situation. So I will reach out. If you want to reach out to me, feel free, and we will help make this a worthwhile opportunity for everybody. I'm getting close now. All right. Hey, next, we want to touch on the GIS services we have available. Just a reminder to everybody that we're here for you and want to help. First off, just basic GIS maps, I will make you a map and have fun doing it. But anything you want, just a basic street map, traffic count maps, functional class maps, land use maps, zoning maps. If we have it, I'll make it, or Luke, Grant, anyone here. But also, if you have something that you are curious about having mapped, if you have the information, we'll map it. If it needs to be created and you have it available, we'll do it. But if it's something that we might not have, just we'll talk it over and we'll get something worked out. That's what we're here for, and it'll get done. Also, on top of GIS services, traffic counts. Like Ed said, send me an email. We'll get them done. Traffic counts, applications for programs take priority, but also if you're just curious about an area, let me know. We'll get out there. Also, we do speed counts. So if you are curious, if you're getting complaints about people driving too fast, I'm sure you are. We'll get out there. We'll let you know to see if people are actually driving the speed limit. Also, generally, we will not count ODOT maintained roads unless it is a very time-sensitive, urgent situation, and I will refer you to the ODOT traffic counting map. So just know that if you're curious about what that traffic count map is, it is on our website. I will gladly give you a link to it. It is a very good map. Thirdly, census data. I will give you any census data you want. Current census data is the 2015 and 19 American Community Survey. That is the latest and greatest. I will give you anything you want. If you want to learn how to use the website yourself, I'll show you how to use the website. It's a lot of fun to use. Also, I think this will segue into the next topic in current census information. The 2020 census is being released here and there. Bits and pieces are coming out. Last week, the apportionment data was delivered to the president. The population of the country is 331,449,281. The state of Ohio is just under 11.8 million. Population did increase. We are the 7th most populous state, but our rate of growth is the 45th slowest. So we lost a seat in the House of Representatives. Also, more information will be coming in August and September. At state level, data will be delivered to the states for redistricting purposes. And I would think around August or September, we will have 2020 census population data for communities and counties. But remember, since they changed the way the decennial census is done, that's only going to be population and housing data. If you want more interesting stuff like MHI and things like that for applications, it's going to be the ACS data that we have and have been giving you. That'll be the way to go for that stuff. So that wraps all that up. If you have any questions, I will gladly answer.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. That started turning into a GIS infomercial there.
Yeah.
I saw there was one question popped up. Are you able to access that, Jeff?
Hopefully things are a little choppy and slow in here right now.
I'll get it to you, Jeff. Unless you want to answer it right now. It says, will Eastgate be able to offer bicycle and pedestrian counts soon?
Soon is the subjective term, but it is coming. If you have any more questions about bike or ped counts, I direct you towards Grant. He has all the information about what's coming up with that. It is coming, just we'll let you know when it is.
Can you hear me, Lise?
Yes.
I'll jump in there.
Okay.
Grant was successful in getting a grant. Grant got a grant for some pedestrian counters. We're currently in the process of received invoice for them. I believe there's 6 of them. So yes, we're really excited about now being able to actually go out and have these pedestrian bicycle counters placed in locations. Once we get them, once we figure out how they work, you know, we will definitely be reaching out to our 2 counties and using them completely throughout the summer. So stay tuned for that part of it, you know, coming up next month and then all the way through the summer.
Okay, no, thank you for that, Ken. That's good news. Thank you. Okay, no other questions. Mert is unable to participate in today's meeting, so those the next 2 agenda items will be covered next month's meeting. You know, in the meantime, any questions can be directed to Ken. That takes us down to item number 11 on the agenda. Justin's going to discuss National Infrastructure Week and Eastgate's to celebrate National Infrastructure Week. Justin.
Gary, I'm going to jump in and do my report. I'll take Jeff's initiative and use the hot seat here, but it does seem like it works better for a room this big. And I'll get to Infrastructure Week. I did want to comment that we'll be back in the office as an agency, opening our doors June 1st, the day after Memorial Day. Staff's coming back. We're working on putting the protocols in place to keep everybody safe. It does seem like every day we hear more good news, but we certainly want to be cautious. Obviously, we have to work through some of the processes. We'll continue to hold our TAC meetings virtual until we have a better feel for how we can bring in the entire group for our TACs and be live in person here, hopefully later this summer. So things are going well. I look forward to having everybody back in the office. We've been working now with probably half the staff in on any given day, and it's certainly helping to improve our efficiency and our communication. I do want to comment a couple things, a great effort by the staff on some of the initiatives, and you can see that even during the pandemic, we were able to deliver our programs and try to offer that services to the, and continue to offer the services to our communities. I have to comment, continue to comment on our GIS effort with Jeff and the group, with Grant and Luke and everybody that's involved. We've been talking internally for the last 6 or 8 months on how we can expand our deliverables when it comes to GIS, and hats off to that group and under Jeff's leadership to take us to that level. So more to come on that. But I did want to, my focus today will be on National Infrastructure Week, and we have a short video as a teaser. We're going to offer a 5-part series of webinars starting on Monday, May 10th, running through Friday. What we have is our Infrastructure Week. It is National Infrastructure Week across the country. It's been talked about, infrastructure has been talked about under the Biden administration, and everybody's here. The money that's talked about being allocated is $1.9 trillion, and that's being debated, and I'm sure it'll be cut at some point. But what's important, there will be some money being available, and I hope it is 1.9 billion. We want to make sure that everybody in our area, and probably more specifically in Columbus and Washington, recognizes this region being forward thinkers when it comes to infrastructure. So we're going to run a series of 20 to 30-minute webinars starting again Monday, May 10th, and running through the 14th, each day focusing on a different initiative that we're having in place when it comes to infrastructure. Monday is going to start on the Smart 2 corridor, multimodal safety, a focus there. Tuesday, we're going to talk about environmental and climate change initiatives with a focus on the Mahoning River and some of the initiatives we've taken there to get the dams out and working with our communities along the river. what's really stepping up in our region and in the Eastgate office is broadband. I know we had some of the people that are on this call on our broad call yesterday. We're going to roll out that plan June 1st and some of the things that we can do internally at Eastgate to move forward on broadband initiatives. Thursday webinar will focus on utilities, and you've heard me say at some of these calls already, or these WebEx calls, there's this emphasis on a regional infrastructure plan to get us acting more as a region and get away from individual communities. That'll certainly help when we look at business attraction and retention down the road. And lastly, our last day will focus on our smart logistics hub in Lordstown, the Voltage Valley. We're fortunate to have a lot of our representatives. Senator Portman, Senator Brown's going to participate. Congressman Ryan, Congressman Johnson, and State Senator Rowley all going to participate in the WebEx calls when we have, or the webinars when we have. So I encourage everybody to tune in, go to our website for more information. But it's a great initiative, and really, again, hats off to the staff to be able to produce this. It's going to be top rated, and we're again looking forward to it. So that concludes my report. We're going to show a quick video, kind of a teaser to what we're what we're putting together for next week, and look forward to everybody participating. So thank you, and here's our teaser, our infomercial. Thank you.
This year, National Infrastructure Week is May 10th through 14th. And at Eastgate, we wanted to lead this discussion in the region. We'll be talking multimodal safety, environment and climate change, broadband, utilities, and smart logistics. Head to eastgatecog.org to learn more.
Hey, Jim, did you have any more follow-up comments?
I did not. Thank you, Gary, and thanks to the team here at Eastgate to put that together. And we look forward to people being able to participate in our National Infrastructure Week. And again, emphasizing the initiatives we're taking here and really trying to get that good word out to our state and federal legislators so that we can continue to track that funding to our area. So thank you. Look forward to that, those series of webinars next week.
Okay, thank you, Jim. That brings us down to the General Policy Board resolutions for passage. And once again, this month, they'll be sent out via email to everybody to vote on. Now we're down to announcements. Any announcements for the good of the committee?
Gary, I do have one. Oh, this is Ken. I'll go and then go back on mute. But I just wanted to make everyone aware again that we are out and soliciting for our congestion mitigation air quality project fundings. Those are due in June. That's all on our website. I would suggest for anyone that is thinking about a project or has something in mind to please contact either myself or Stephen. We'd be happy to meet with you and discuss any issues or the application itself. So again, just keep that in mind that I believe it's definitely in June. I'm not exactly sure of the date. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Anybody else with a
Gary?
comment? Go ahead.
This is Nick. I wanted to, not really a comment, but a question. I didn't know if Eastgate or maybe the engineer's office was going to send something to the Trumbull County Commissioners to have them designate next week as Infrastructure Week in coordination with the National Week and in coordination with Eastgate, and maybe have somebody from Eastgate do a small presentation for them.
Nick, I didn't have it on my agenda to do. Jim, do you want to handle that?
Well, I guess I'll be honest, we didn't even think of that. We kind of got word on National Infrastructure Week and the emphasis on it. It's just a few short weeks ago and been scrambling to get our program together. We'll take that into consideration and reach back here later this afternoon.
Nick, this is Lisa. I know the commissioners did receive a notice about it, as part of our membership. So they do have the information, but if there's more information they need, you can let me know. But I know that they received the information on what Eastgate's going to be doing.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Nick, for that question. Anybody else with any comments come before the committee? Okay, there being no further comments, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you, everybody. Another good turnout today.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day. Bye.